Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Deep divers. I woke up like this, all magical and fly, just, well, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. I feel so much better now. Raising the vibration. I feel so much better now. Deep divers sending you all tons of good ass energy. Take that, take that. Just take all of that good ass energy I'm sending you, deep divers. The cat down the road said you feel a whole lot better now. And let me say a big shout out to everybody out there who's joined the YouTube membership for all new exclusive content, deep divers. That's going to take you to the next level. Click join below this video and join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart Deep Divers. Click the link down below and be inspired. And it's finally here. Go and get the brand new book. This book, Deep Divers, is 500 pages. We call it the Bible of becoming your greatest version. Feel Alive 2. Unlock Your Infinite Power by Ralph Smart, the new book, now available on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook Deep Divers. Click the link down below and become your greatest version. So in this video, let's talk about the Diddy Trial, which has started to commence. And this is fascinating, deep divers, because you see, a lot is coming out. You've just had the Cassie cross-examination, where Diddy's lawyer is kind of questioning Cassie, and some very interesting things came out, deep divers. So look, every video that I make, deep divers, is designed to help you become your greatest version, okay? Diddy Trial, things they're not telling you. We're going to talk about how this trial is very important. We can actually learn from it and actually help ourselves become our greatest versions by the lesson that this trial is going to show. Okay? I want all of you right now to hit that like button if you support the real. This information I'm going to share with you is going to blow your mind and help you become your greatest version. Hit that like button right now if you support the real, deep divers, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Look, if you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. You're about to be celebrating some good news. If you're ready for that, just say thank you. Now, deep divers, I know a lot of people may think that this Diddy trial is a distraction. And I agree, it is a distraction, but it's also a lesson about how absolute power can corrupt absolutely. It's also a lesson that not everything that glitters is gold. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So as a psychologist and a criminologist, I'm always fascinated with law and order, and especially these high profile cases, right? And right now, Sean Combs, Diddy, is on trial. And recently, Cassie was questioned by one of Diddy's lawyers, and something very interesting happened, because she said that she actually consented. From the text messages, she actually consented to the freak-offs, right? And drug taking and all of that. So this is big news. It actually might work in Diddy's favor. But this is why I always tell you, deep divers, you've got to remind yourself that the music industry is not what it seems. Many people actually sell their souls to get into the music industry. And that's why Kanye West said, I sold my soul to the devil for a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. I'm here to tell you, deep divers, in becoming your greatest version, always remind yourself that the music industry is not everything that is cracked up to be. Hollywood is not everything that is cracked up to be. Because a lot of people, they go through things, traumatic things, You already saw what happened with Harvey Weinstein, right? And this whole Diddy trial, things they're not telling you is that, like you've just seen from the cross-examination, that Cassie actually consented to the freak-offs and drug taking. Now, don't get it twisted. Diddy is no saint. And this is a lesson that a lot of these people like Diddy sometimes feel invincible, that nothing can harm them or nothing can touch them. But you've got to remind yourself that the music industry is run by a cabal. And once they're finished with you, they're finished with you. There's a lesson to be learned from this Diddy situation, that you don't have any friends in the music industry. You got young children, young adults who are like, hey, I just want to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But the truth is, you have no friends in the industry. All of these people standing next to Diddy, they're not speaking about how innocent he is. They're as quiet as a church mouse. This should show you that the whole industry is fake. And that's a lesson to be learned to help us all become our greatest versions, that you got to remind yourself, not everything that glitters is gold, right? So I'll play you this, deep divers, this commentary about Diddy, and then I'm going to break it down even more, because there are some things that I'm going to have to tell you, deep divers, that are really going to blow your mind. So let me play you this commentary about this Diddy situation, this Diddy trial. Then I'm going to give you my take and talk to you about the things they're not telling you about this Diddy trial. It's way bigger than Diddy. We're going to come to that. But let me play you this first, deep divers. Let's go.
The ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs is expected to return to the stand today in his federal sex trafficking trial, following yesterday's disturbing testimony in which she described years of alleged abuse during their relationship. As NBC News reports, Combs faces 5 criminal counts: 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has denied the allegations against him. Joining us now, MSNBC legal analyst Charles Coleman. He has a recent MSNBC opinion piece titled, "However His Federal Trial Ends, Sean Diddy Combs Should Remain the Pariah He Is Now." Charles, you pointed out in your piece that society seems willing to ignore the whispers and rumors that link powerful men to violence against women. In this case, we're now seeing those charges actually put on trial. But why do you think there is so much leniency allowed in some of these circumstances?
Well, good morning, Ali. I think a lot of what we have seen in the case of Sean Combs is very similar to the things that we've seen in other similar cases with people who have been powerful. And that is, number one, we have been enamored with the culture of celebrity for a very long time, and it has allowed us to excuse and look the other way when we have heard things and whispers and the rumors around the behavior and bad behavior of people like Diddy and others who have been accused of these sorts of things. The other thing that we have to remember is that the power dynamic is very, very real, in that people have often bought silence or forced or coerced silence out of those people who have been most informed around this behavior for a very long time. And so the environment around people like Diddy was primed for these sorts of things to fly under the radar, despite the fact that there were a number of people who were aware of at least the allegations, but encouraged to keep silent and not move forward.
Yeah, certainly that's true. But then this also comes years after the initial Me Too movement and that wave of women feeling empowered enough that society would believe them when they came forward with their allegations. How does that moment connect to what we're seeing today with this trial?
I think in a trial like this, as in every trial, Ali, it is a tale of competing narratives. And so what you're going to likely see from the defense is that very point driven home, just in the sense that even if you were intimidated, even if you were afraid, allegedly, Cassie and other victims, this was an environment that would have allowed you to come forward a lot sooner. And so why did you wait? Why did you take this time after filing a civil suit, after having that settlement? And I think that that is going to be the narrative that the defense tries to advance. Of course, the prosecution is going to try to get the jury not to think about that and to look away, but it is going to play a lot into their strategy, if you're the defense, in trying to discredit the testimony of Mr. Ventura, as well as any other witness who talks about the alleged abuse against Sean Combs.
Yeah, Cassie Ventura's testimony yesterday was explicit. It was at times hard to listen to, but then also talk about the ways that the defense is trying to position Diddy. You say the messaging is clear, even in just what they're having him wear to court.
It is. If you think about Diddy, the images that you see from him in court are a sharp contrast to what we know of him previously. There are no suits. He's worn a sweater and a button-down shirt, not even to get away from the idea of him being someone. We know that Diddy owns suits. To get away from someone who was flashy, someone who had lots of money, someone who had lots of power, and the ability to basically orchestrate all of the things that are alleged in this indictment, you see that he's not allowed to, well, his defense team hasn't really let him dye his hair. He's there. He's looking old and gray. And all of that is an attempt, Ali, to create a visual contrast for the jury such that they are going to hopefully have a difficult time associating the broken man that they see in the courtroom with this very rich, very powerful man that is being alleged by these different allegations.
Rich, powerful, and really a mogul within the Black business and music community. He was held up for so many years. And so as much as we're talking about these tangible allegations here, what do you think the impact is, if any, on this trial with the Black community, who for so long had held Diddy up as a prime example of success?
Well, this isn't the first time that we have seen in our community someone who we revered, someone who we thought was a hero, basically taken down through allegations of misconduct. Bill Cosby comes to mind immediately, along with a number of others. And I think that it has caused another rift because no one is in support of abhorrent behavior if anything that is alleged is actually true. But at the same time, it's very difficult to disassociate Diddy with the number of years that his art and that his talent helped to create some very, very important moments for a community. And so it's a very, very, very bittersweet thing to watch, almost akin to a Greek tragedy within community for us to see this play out, because Diddy is someone, as you said, who for a very, very long time was extremely revered by the Black community. But of course, as we listen to some of the testimony, as we read the indictment, as we continue to hear more and more of the allegations, our attitudes have continued to sour on him, even as he was someone who was extremely revered for a very long time.
Yeah, Charles Coleman, I really appreciate the way you bring, of course, your legal expertise, but then also talking about the cultural implications here. So important. This trial, really a seminal moment, and we'll continue to watch it closely. Thank you.
So, Diddy Trial, deep divers, things they're not telling you. So first and foremost, as the trial is commencing, you're now seeing that Cassie is consenting to freak-offs in text messages and also drug taking and all of that. So once again, you're now seeing that a lot of the people in the music industry, they agree to do these kinds of things. The hidden meaning of this Diddy trial is that something is ending. You know, I wrote down this, deep divers, and it's the music industry is not what it seems. Many artists sell their souls for fame and success, only to realize in the end it's an empty feeling. Slow motion this side. Let me read it again. The music industry is not what it seems. Many artists sell their souls for fame and success, only to realize in the end it's an empty feeling. And that's the hidden meaning of this Diddy trial. That someone who was once a billionaire is losing it all, because no matter what the outcome of this trial, his reputation is gone. And also, a lot more is going to come out as this trial commences. He was offered a plea deal. He rejected that. And the feds have a high conviction rate. So you got to remind yourself, his lawyers are confident. At the same time, the prosecutors are confident. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I guarantee you this, more names are going to come out, right? During this trial, Diddy is going to start speaking. Witnesses are going to start speaking. It's going to get really messy, because you're going to see that other people are involved in these kind of freak-offs and these wild parties. Your favorite actors and actresses and singers and sports stars, right? Diddy wasn't alone in this, right? Diddy wasn't the only one. It's a whole network. This is what you need to do to get inside of the club of the industry. And it's been happening. Diddy was just someone who was doing it out there in the open. But I guarantee you, other people have been doing it. And Diddy is like the one who's going to take the blame for all of it. But we're going to see how this plays out. Now, some interesting things I've noticed during this Diddy trial, the hidden meaning is that they might give you a star. They might give you $1 billion. But the truth is, the Baphomet consumes its own children. In the industry, ever notice, deep divers, when these people get awards, they say, hey, first thing they say is, I want to thank God. They want to thank God, but their whole lifestyle is a contradiction to the Most High. But which God are they thanking? And what you come to find out is that it's this God, the Baphomet. This is the God they worship. But you see these two children right here? The Baphomet sacrifices its own children. The Baphomet sacrifices its own children. And in my mind, that's what's happening with Diddy. Diddy was doing this for a long time, allegedly. And it was all good. It was all fine. It was all cool. But what happened? He said he wants to sue Diageo, which he did. He actually sued them and actually won with an undisclosed fee. And ever since, Diddy has been catching hell because these people aren't playing around. This Diageo, this liquor company, they're worth like billions of dollars, right? And ever since Diddy sued them and won, he has been catching hell. So you got to remind yourself that this is a lesson that when you're in the industry, they can turn your lights off at any time. It's also a lesson that, you know, Cassie was terrible what happened to her in the hotel lobby, but at the same time, she also consented. And the proof is with the text messages that she was down for the freak-offs. So even Cassie is not really innocent 100%, right? So you also have to see that this case is very nuanced and intricate, but the hidden meaning of this whole situation is that it's all fake. A lot of the entertainment industry, the music industry, it's all fake. And everyone seems to be best friends until something happens. Jay-Z said, I don't even know who Diddy is. But at the same time, Jay and Diddy have always been hanging out. Right? But when it comes to things like a trial, no one's going to ride for you. And that's a lesson. That deep divers, you got to remind yourself every single day, don't try and strive to be successful in their industry. Strive to be successful in your own. What? Slow motion this side. I said, don't try and strive to be successful in their industry. Strive to be successful in your own. Okay? Because the music industry is not what it seems. Now, Justin Bieber has come out saying that actually, I've never been a victim. Okay? That might help Diddy. But just look at the toll this has taken on Diddy. These are an artist's drawings of Diddy, right? His children are seeing him go through this trial. Is horrible. But this is what happens when you dance with the devil. The chickens come home to roost. And this is a lesson that you might get the star. But in the end, if you haven't been living a righteous life, it's all going to come back. It's all going to come back on you. Now, once again, if you take a look at this photo, Cassie doesn't even look happy. Diddy doesn't even look happy. But these are the kind of photos you see in the music industry. Everyone is at the award show. Everyone seems to be having a great time, but it's all fake. And that's the lesson to be learned from this whole trial. It's all fake. So a lot of you out there, deep divers, like, hey, I want to be in Hollywood. I want to be in the music industry. Not everyone in the music industry is bad or in Hollywood, but you got to remind yourself, a lot of them have sold their souls and it's not worth it. Once again, Jay-Z doesn't even know who Diddy is, but they're always standing side by side. It's a lesson that a lot of these celebrities, they promote the alcohol, the Ciroc, the De Leon, all of that. But this has a negative impact on the community, right? And no one's riding for Diddy. Not Khaled, not Usher. Everyone's as quiet as a church mouse. That should tell you something. Now, Jeffrey Epstein, what happened to him? Never mind. And Virginia mysteriously passed away. So it's time to remind yourself that Hollywood, the whole industry, is filled with so many things like this that a lot of people don't know about. And I do believe that Diddy has a lot of secret information he's going to reveal as this trial commences. He's going to start talking how other billionaires were a part of it. It's about to get real interesting, deep divers, but the lesson to help you become your greatest version is to remind yourself not everything that glitters is gold. If you're ready to say soul not for sale, I want all of you right now to hit that like button if you support The Real, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button right now, deep divers, if you support The Real, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart Deep Divers. Click the link down below and be inspired, and go and get the brand new book, Feel Alive 2. Unlock Your Infinite Power by Ralph Smart, the secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. Now available on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook deep divers. Click the link down below. You're going to love it. And go and get the Good Ass Prana shirts, all new designs you're going to love for men, women, children, even cats down the road at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you're a sexy ass model, whoa, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing, well, go and buy some. And if you want a one-to-one consultation with me so I can help you become your greatest version, deep divers, make sure you book it. Make sure you book it at ralphsmart.com/one-to-one sessions. Deep divers. Not everything that glitters is gold. What good is it to gain all the riches in the world, but to lose your soul in the process? It's not worth it, right? And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? There. Let's breathe. Whoa. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. Yo! Once again, deep divers, hit that like button right now if you support The Real. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support The Real, deep divers. Share the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation. One love, one love, one love. Peace.